Listen.
I don't like panties that have the double booty.
What the
right?
fuck is the double
Listen,
booty,
I worked
bro?
at the plant for 6 months, and there was this lady came in there all the time. She had on some panties the panties was there, and she had on some leggings, and then it was like 2 extra booty cheeks under the panties. There was a booty underneath. She had 4 booty cheeks. And I asked my sister, wearing 2 little panties. Why would the fuck would you purposely wear 2 little drawers? Why would you do that? All your bottom ass cheek is falling out of them panties. Did you start this?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. We live. How you doing, sir? We're live on the air. And yes, Kong, how you doing, sir? How you doing?
Welcome to Go Real or Go Home.
Did you know?
I did not know. I'm over here.
Co-host.
Hey, I work. I did not know.
Okay, he Lovejoy knew.
All right.
This is Go Real or Go Home.
Go Real
7
or
Mile
Go
Radio.
Home. Double booty draws.
That shit just sounds
Get
dumb
the
as hell.
right draws. It was a lady at the bar the other night.
Up.
It was a lady at the bar the other night, and
Double
her
booty
shit was
draws.
her shit was spilling out the top. My mama said you ain't supposed to have boobs spilling out the top. Kela, is that true?
It's true, but sometimes my boobs spill out the top, and I know that I need to go up inside of my belt.
And so it's about the bra. So here we go,
Yeah, so I
ladies.
need to
If it's
go-
spilling over the top, it's time to go up a notch.
Yeah.
Okay? And they like,
But
don't talk about bras if
but
you can't buy
depending on
none.
who you are, it's kind of hard to go and bra shop.
Good bra shopping. I went good bra shopping once with a cousin of mine. They sized her up, brought out a bulletproof vest thing, about 8 clips on the back of that motherfucker, 4 straps on each shoulder, reinforced. Nice floral pattern. Told her it would last
Hush
10
your face.
years. Why y'all need drawers that last 10
Hush
years?
your face. Okay, I'm
That's
talking
crazy.
about us women under our clothes.
That's good. It was like $190 bra, bro.
I'm still
Hush your
tripping on
face.
double booty draws.
Double booty draw, and they know who he talking about. The skinny girls be doing it. The big girls I didn't see, you know where they fuck up at? They don't have double booties. You just see them in their leggings, and that one panty side is all the way in the middle, right? One side of the panties is lined up right, and the other side of the panties is all the way in the middle. I'm like, you don't feel that? You don't feel that?
Well, what about y'all men that be walking over to the side and kind of doing that wiggle leg thing? And what's going on with y'all up under there? Y'all, your drawers is rising. What's tangled up down up in there? What's wrong with y'all when y'all do that little wiggle thing?
Money don't jiggle.
First of all,
Yeah.
Wiggle.
While we talking about us and women, how about y'all men when y'all, you know?
I grew up watching coaches in khaki shorts do that shit while I took a knee and while we was playing football, that type of shit. I always wondered what that. I didn't know what that was. You feel me? Until recently, about 6 months ago, here I started wearing boxers instead of boxer briefs, and I found myself having to take a wide step.
Oh, you're getting older.
Listen, my shit. Listen, it's a whole new thing I never dealt with before. My shit is getting tangled up in my shit. I'm getting tangled up in my own shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. You're not high and tight no
Well,
more.
we're gonna go real or go home,
You
right?
feel me? Hey, listen. I'm about to go back to draws.
Let me introduce you guys to the host,
tight,
Kong
white.
himself. Hey, Kong, how you doing today?
K-O-N-G. I'm good. Juneteenth is over.
Yeah.
We buried my brother today.
I'm sorry to hear
Oh,
that.
dang.
Yeah,
Oh.
man.
This
Yeah, that's
is-
how I
this is
segue shit. You feel
This
me?
is the
Daily
young
Lamar
man that
Strong,
we-
they're having his memorial right now at Bilal. He died a young man. He was hit by a driver who kept going. They have since caught that driver, a 77-year-old man who kept going after running over my little brother. You know what I'm saying? So he is in custody, and the family is in mourning. And we are here because we have jobs to do. But I love bro, and they down there having a good time, eating a lot of food. So right after this, that's where I'm gonna be. I sent you his picture.
Yeah, it's up.
But shout out to him, shout out to his mom and the entire Strong family.
Definitely my condolences to
Yeah,
you
shout
and
out
the
to
family.
yeah, man, we love them.
My prayers.
But we here, and that's a good. I think that's a good time to segue into mental health.
Yes.
Right? I will not use my brother as a platform, but I do understand that young people be struggling with a lot that had nothing to do with his passing, right? But when he was here, he struggled with a lot with trying to find his way as a young man, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of challenges, and I think we are our own worst critics. Don't nobody know how bold you messing up except you. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Even when people think you own it, only you really know if you slacking. You know what I'm saying? So when people look at young people and say what they ain't doing, it's very likely they know what they not doing, and they just trying to figure it out.
So don't beat him in the head.
Yeah, man, it's hard to be normal when being normal ain't what's
normal
gonna get you
shit.
no money no more. You know what I'm saying? So you just gonna go work at Foot Locker? Like, yeah, just go work. You ain't gonna make no content. You ain't gonna try to. I'm just gonna work in Foot Locker. Maybe I'll record something there. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard. So we got a good brother with us today. We're gonna touch on mental health with him. He's here. You want to introduce our guest?
Yes.
Since you booked the good brother, you know what I'm saying? Let us know who he is and what he brought for us, because I got my copy right here.
Yeah, you got yours.
Yes.
Well, I would like to introduce you guys to a very talented, I'm going to call him a young man, Charles Lovejoy himself. How you doing, Charles?
What up, though?
I appreciate you for being in the building, brother.
I appreciate y'all for having me.
You know, not only is Charles a writer, but he's an artist, he's an actor, he's a role model. What else ain't you? As you would say. But we have him here today. We want to talk about mental awareness. And he brought his book in, and I actually got my own copy. And I'm going to have it signed before the end of this day.
Yeah, let me get that signature, though.
I want to show you a picture of the book. And it's called Depression and When. So first, welcome. How you doing again?
Hello.
Hello. How you doing? How you doing?
And that was
That's
that.
hello.
I'm a writer, not a speaker.
Okay.
Tell me to
you
write
gonna be
it down.
short with me. You know I'm gonna make you talk.
Hello.
Okay, so you brought this book in, Depression and When. What was the inspiration of you putting a pen to the pad?
Well, for this book, I dove real deep. There's some stuff in there I took from my own situations. And, well, first of all, I want to say, like, since I've been acting and doing voiceovers and stuff, like, I meet with, like, a wide variety of people from all walks of life. Like, white men that's rich or poor, black people, rich, poor, Mexican, whatever.
Right.
And I found that we, no matter how, like, different the ethnicity is, we all have the same things in common. Like, we fear the same things. We hate the same things. You know what I'm saying? And one of the major things we all have in common is the need to feel love and give love. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, they feel like, you know, when they're going through something, they feel like they alone, they the only ones going through it. Because I used to feel like that too. But
Right.
just
a lot
talking
of people out here.
Yeah, just talking to different people, and like, I don't like to talk about my business, but when other people tell me something that they going through in my mind, I'm like, damn, I'm going through that same shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just felt like I needed to speak on it. And then, you know, being from the hip hop community, it's like nobody really speaks out about that because they be looked at as soft, or they feel like don't nobody give a fuck about my problem.
Right.
So why should I even, you know what I'm saying?
Or don't even have someone to even talk to.
Right. They feel like there's nobody to talk to, and they going through it by themselves. So that's why I decided to, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and push the book.
Victim to Victorious. That's an awesome title.
Thank you.
So it started off with you personally, and you also start talking to other people. So was this easy for you? Is it your first book, first off? Is it your first book?
No, it's actually my second book.
What's the name of your first book?
The first book is called Thug Life, A Lust for Destruction.
A Lust for Destruction. You want to talk about that book a little bit?
Yeah, so that book is kind of self-explanatory, but not really. Basically, of course, I got the thug life from Tupac.
Okay, I'm a fan too.
And his diagnosis for thug life and the whole reason behind it, what it stands for, the hate you give little infants fucks everyone. So I just added the lust for destruction because everybody, you know, that's in the thug life is basically they lust for destruction, whether it's destruction of themselves or other people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that book is really deep too. I drew from a lot of personal experiences on that book. But this book here is more personal than I've ever gotten on any platform.
How many page read is it?
I don't know. I just write out of
So who are some of your dedications that you give out to in this book? You say you talk to a lot of people, so I know you can't name every person and every soul that, you know, gave you an inspiration or a journey in through the chapter.
You can try though, because
But you know, I had to give a shout out to my Jacobi Films family. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a lot of projects. We got a lot of projects in the works.
Most definitely.
My homegirl, Zanye. You know, she's a very motivational person. Of course, my mom, my homeboy, Fat Father. Well, we can't call him fat no more because he done gained 30 pounds of muscle and lost 200 pounds of fat. So
and he looks very nice. He took a journey and is doing very well on his journey. I seen a update post of him.
My homeboy Kenny Rocket.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. So now, when you say from victim, can you give me a standpoint when you come from victim?
Well, sometimes when we go through things, like I say, we feel like we alone, and I like to call it the "woe is me" syndrome.
Okay.
So it'd be like, you know, a lot of people that have mental health issues such as depression, they feel like they a victim, like, of circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Why me? Why this shit happen to me? Why I always gotta be the one to do this? You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, fuck that victim shit. You gotta be victorious. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You gotta conquer whatever stands in your way to being the shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I love it. Man, I'm so proud of you. And to anyone that can take the time out to put thought to pad and go as far as having it published and market, you know, congratulations to you on the first one as well. You know,
This is the thing, though. This may be his second novel. However,
yes,
this is not the first books you have created.
no, he has.
It turns out that while we were knowing this man, you know, and meeting with him
And
every Saturday to
working
work
with
and
this
joke,
man.
he had created an entire line of children's coloring books.
Yes.
And have been selling them on Amazon for quite some time.
Yes.
And he is now one of their best-selling authors or creators. What for the coloring book? Are you still considered an author?
I guess so.
Do you have any written words inside of it, or is it just all pictures?
Some of them do. Like,
Well,
I got one that's
there
like
you go.
poetry.
See
And,
what I'm saying? And they
Okay.
color in it. Then it's
Wow.
you're an author then, one of their best-selling authors. This man
I love
is
it.
right here in the city, and one of the reasons that I was glad that he was coming is because again and again on our path through Juneteenth, looking for Black-owned and Black creators, we found out that right here in the city, millionaire or not, people are making it happen for themselves
That's
on their
right.
own time and dime.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? And we really appreciate the broke-getter spirit. And anybody who's willing to hop on that bus and that train and turn her into a stuffer, you willing to do all of that, then you can go on and take that talent and take that skill and be like they said they're looking for people like me in Atlanta.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Same way they want them pills for that 45 in North Dakota. They say they looking for comedians in LA. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So shout out to people like Buddy Love and even Gemini, comedian Gemini, for constantly going back out to LA and shooting their shots. You know what I'm saying? You can't be afraid to put yourself out there. And if you're going to believe in yourself, then you might as well put it all into it, right? You might as well put your all into it while you have to get up and go to do it,
Right.
while the kids are young. If you get your first lick of help, chase your abilities, use your abilities, and chase your dreams. So we commend you for that.
I appreciate it.
I'm happy to know you. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to know that it's motivation. You know what I'm saying? It's motivation to chase your dreams, and you are one by one, you knocking them down, your goals. Because that's what we say, like, we set goals, not dreams. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're knocking them down one by one. You did say your credit was going to get to here. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
And you persevered
Yeah.
back through. So when you first decided to do this actual project, to the date of you actually getting your first book in your hand, how long roundabout time did it take for you to complete this project in your life?
With that book there?
Yes.
With that book, it was kind of easier with that book because I made so many mistakes with my first book, the Thug Life book. So,
No, your lessons you learned, not
Yeah.
mistakes.
well, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So, I would say the longest part of it was trying to consolidate the things that I wanted to talk about. 'Cause
Okay. Getting the point across with less words.
Yeah, because it'd be so much stuff about depression that I can talk about.
I'm sure it's
that
so
book
much.
would be as big as the Yellow Pages.
Most definitely,
You know what I'm
there's so
saying?
much out here.
Yeah.
It is, and it's an easy read.
Yeah, that's why I try to make it easier for my people to read it. You know what I'm saying?
By how long though? Give or take.
From the beginning of the conception to the actual print, I would say about 6 months.
Okay.
That's not bad.
At all.
And then you named each chapter in case someone was looking for something in particular. You know what I'm saying? They can open it up. And chapter 1 is
Yes.
Why Am I Depressed?
Very organized.
Chapter 3
very
says
clean.
Dealing with Death. Painful breakups is not the end of the world. Listen,
I love it.
See, things like these are timeless, right? They say some of the best books we can write are about losing weight and self-help books. You know what I'm saying? Because someday somebody gonna pick this up, whether it be right now or later, and be like, "Oh yeah, I need this," and then this makes it into institutions.
Because like
You
chapter
feel me?
9,
They
hobbies,
need
get
this.
lost in what you love. And a lot of people, and I didn't realize until I've, you know, what my mama say, live a little bit longer, you'll learn a little bit. I didn't realize that there are people out here that really have never thought about what they love and never really put time into it. Like they was on this work, family, home.
Right,
Work,
right.
family. Like even if it was like something that's as small and minute as, and I think it's a big thing, it's going to sit at a river. You know what I'm saying? Like it's people
Just
out
take
here
time
that's
out
never.
for yourself.
Yes,
What do you like?
like what do you want to
do?
do? And even if it costs money or not, like you know, chapter 9 is like, especially in 2022, because I mean, we are so coming from this. We came from this robotic world, and then the pandemic hit us, and it went through a whole different. So you
Yeah,
still, you
you
got
had to
still people
sit your
still,
ass down and
yeah,
figure
you
something
know.
out.
So I man, this is I can't wait to start reading this, and I got my own, so I'm getting mine, y'all. Get y'all's today, but I got mine. Let's talk about what you doing now, because you are a brother of mine and Kong, so we're gonna talk a little bit about that. We are co-stars of one another of the
Yes,
plant,
sir. Yes,
and
ma'am.
the plant is available now on Tubi.
On Tubi
Yes,
for free.
And
yeah.
Amazon Prime.
and
It's still on
Amazon.
We still on
Prime.
Amazon Prime?
Yes,
I
we
think so,
are.
yeah.
Oh, I like that. I like
And we're
that.
now in the making of season 2.
Season 2 is
So
really
we got 3 people here, and I said I wanted to start talking more about how you feel about it. Where, because you were already, you know, we got a superstar in here. You know, you were doing some scenes on. Is that what channel was that coming on? Because you did some stuff. I caught a clip of you in the car with a couple of gentlemen. Y'all were doing some crazy stuff, talking some crazy things. But it was a clipping from some movies that you used to do that's running now. What was that I can't remember the name
Oh,
of
the
that.
van scene.
Yes.
That was from the Detroiters. on,
Okay.
They was on Comedy Central.
Comedy Central.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Because you're familiar with being on set and dealing with film. So how does it feel with, especially seeing a brother like Jid? Because you know you guys have your own personal relationship outside of the plan as well. How do you feel now that we've gotten this far, and the sky's the limit?
I mean, I feel good. I'm glad that we got the what do you call it? The love and support that we got from the first season. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't expect. I knew it was gonna be good, but I didn't expect the people to receive it as well as they have received it.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of looking forward to just, you know, pushing the envelope and seeing what else is in store.
Right. How you feel about it, Kong? We've never talked about it on the show. How do you feel about it? I mean, is this your first movie? I know you're an artist yourself, so it's not like you're not familiar with cameras.
This is
and
my
on
first
stage.
recurring role in anything, but Jacobi Films have had me now in small roles in 2 different films. And
Okay.
my IMDb credits have come from Jigsaw and Jacobi Films, King of
Okay.
Korea. So my existing career as an actor, I owe to them. I'm starting to do casting calls, my first ones. And
Okay.
thanks to him, thanks to Lovejoy, I am interested in doing voiceovers.
Right.
So I'm
You
trying to
you got a good voice for it too, bro.
I'm gonna try to find
Yeah.
something, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to get into it. I ain't want to run up behind them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just find me some people
Right.
and get me do me dry eyes. You know what I'm saying? I've been working on some things. You know what I'm saying? I've been working on some things, but yeah, you know, we want to utilize everything that we have, and I see brothers and sisters putting it out there. So
Yes, most
that's what I'm gonna
definitely.
do. But yeah, I enjoy working with Jacobi Films. I enjoy the cast. I like the setups. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how other people shoot their movies. You know, I know a few people out here that's shooting movies and making films. I don't know how y'all do y'all green rooms, but Jacobi Films, I'm talking about pizza, meatloaf. Listen here, bottles of water, Gatorades. They had me at the door. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
And I'm here for the long haul. And it's getting funnier and funnier. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can check me out in the very first episode, season 1. You know what I'm saying? Where's my lunch? You feel me? I got people walking up to me asking me if I still eat Long John Silver's. Just random people. I'm like, all right, that's out there. That's good. I'm glad that I'm known for this. You know.
It is. It's it's like it's a family first off because we are Team Jacobi. We are part of a family. You know, but it's warming to be able to say that you can put 20 different personalities in one room, and we can all, whether we have differences or not, which we don't, because we love on each other in Jacobi Film, and Team Jacobi, but we love on one another.
I mean, even if we do, though, it's just like any other family.
I mean, exactly.
You might scrap with your brother, but if anybody else try to scrap him, y'all gonna jump him. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
That's what family is.
But it is very exciting. We are working on season 2, so you guys check it out. And if you checked it out before, look at it again, because even though I was there during the making and part of it, I find some things that I missed, and I'll be like, I can't believe his stupid butt did that.
Yes.
So definitely check out The Plant on Tubi. So what's going on with you now? Are you working on any other books outside of this here?
Yes.
What are we working on now?
I can't give away the title just yet.
Okay.
But like this book is part of a series that I have called Stay Positive, Stay Productive, Stay Motivated.
Okay.
So the Thug Life, A Lust for Destruction was the first book in that series, and that's the second book in that series. So the third one, it's just all about, with me, it's all about improving the human condition. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people get caught up in race and religious groups, and I don't give a damn about none of that, because like I say, I talk to people from all walks of life.
Right, so you can't pick one side.
That's what I'm saying.
Narrow-minded about a situation, even if you know about it.
You was born a human before you was anything.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Before you knew you was black.
We all bleed red.
You know what I'm saying? Before
Exactly.
you knew you was white. Before you knew you was Latino, Mexican.
Right.
You was a goddamn human.
Because a lot of things you're taught.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're taught about your race. There, you know what I'm saying? It's one race to me, and that's the human race. So that's what I'm on. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. Okay. Any future goals? Cause you, young man. So I know you're not gonna stop pushing.
I can't stop.
Is there a goal? Is there a bigger journey outside of what we would call a collection that you're working on here, and also the children coloring books? Is there a bigger picture with this writing here?
Well, my picture, I just want to reach as many people as I can before I check out this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I know that's
so
right.
If because I had people hit me up like, they like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that in this book. My brother was going through this, and I was able to, you know what I'm saying?
Because some are scared to say.
Yeah. So it's like, to me, sometimes that feeling that I get when people reach out to me like that is kind of better than money. Sometimes, depending on how big.
And I get that, because it's nothing like a couple dollars. But the internal, right? And I get why you say that, because the internal richness is something that is no value to it.
Yeah, and then it make
that.
you feel like more connected. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what people don't realize too. Like
the connection.
You know how they always be like, well, you always like 3 people away from who you want to meet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then you never know who you are to people out there in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's
know.
the confirmations that you get from the people once you put your work out there. It's almost like you blaze a trail and look back, and you had a Steve Urkel moment, like, damn, did I do that?
Yeah.
Right.
It's like that you got people recognizing you for yourself. Like, I just posted a picture yesterday. I'm out to lunch. Just picked a random spot to go to lunch over here on the east side, and the fucking janitor walked by with a 7 Mile Radio t-shirt on.
Straight up.
Straight the fuck up.
I know you was like,
I'm like, hold on. I'm like, dog, like, where you get that shirt from, dog? And it was like, damn, you know what I mean? It's damn it feel good to see people up on it type shit. I mean, I couldn't have paid for that, but I wouldn't have, you know what I mean? That moment, it was worth more than money to me.
Right. I get you.
So sometimes it's about those moments as well.
Well, it's the same thing for me with podcasting. You know, anybody that's followed me in the 8 years of me existing, it's been an off and on theme with podcasting for me. But my moment was when a young lady walked up to me and she said, "You helped me on a journey with my mother's breast cancer, and I end up having breast cancer. But I believe we both beat it because you and your mother talked about it on your podcast." And I was like, wow, because for that moment, that was my very first time doing a podcast. That was when I was on my phone. There was no visual at that time during podcasting. When I first came out, I was on my phone. I was engineering it. I was running it myself. I had 2 phones. I was working midnights, and you know, if didn't nobody know that story, I was struggling to do what I did. But for someone to come to me, and I'm 8 years later in the game, because she just walked up to me and talked to me about it a couple of months ago, and I was like, I forgot about that podcast. But that was a moment for me, you know, that me talking to people about a problem, and even me, I'm easy to talk to you about, because I'm not ashamed about what I went through. That's my walk. That's my testimony. Right. If you don't want to hear it, you ain't got to. It's some that will learn from, learn from it. So I definitely understand and I would say the soulful enrichments, because can't nobody take away from the love that you beat in your heart, you know. So,
and that's that further proves my point, like, about how we all connected, because like you would talk about something you went through, you know what I'm saying, and to touch somebody that you never met in your life, you know what I'm saying, like, that shows you, like, we are connected as human beings.
We are.
You know what I'm saying?
We are.
Like, it's nothing. I talk about it in my book where I say, there's nothing really new under the sun. Like, there are no new feelings or emotions. Like, it might be new to you.
That's right.
But that feeling that you're feeling about that situation, that feeling
has been felt before.
By
long.
Millions. You know what I'm saying? Like, angry, sad, anxious. There are no new feelings.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
When I was growing up, my mother used to use the term, ain't nothing new up under the sun. And it would be when me and my little fast-tailed sister was trying to pull something over her eye. Y'all heifers ain't doing nothing new up under the sun.
Right.
Been there, done that, done heard stories about that. So, you know, it's the same thing as fashion. You know, how tie-dye has come around how many times? You know,
and stonewash.
Yeah, you know,
ripped up
this
stonewash
fashion
jeans.
thing ain't nothing new up under the sun. It's a rebuilt, and somebody that thought that they can do something better.
A couple of comments, questions from Nutribay in the comments. She said, "Does he touch on embarrassment in the book?"
Embarrassment,
because we've all
have had an embarrassment moment. That's a good one. Hey, Nutribay, how you doing, Mama? Thank you for tuning in.
That's another question. Is what age group is the book for, if any, if it's a specific age group?
Well, the age group is like from teenagers to elderly people. You know what I'm saying?
So when you say teenage, you mean 16 or 13?
I would say 13. Because you know, kids growing up real fast these days. They
not an 11-year-old.
They seeing.
Is it readable though? I mean, like
it's
vocabulary wise.
I'm looking through my back. Look through what we're saying.
No, look. When you only brought 2, I ain't get one. Where mine at? See, look.
And then what was the other question you said?
So the embarrassment part.
Yeah, yes. Does it touch on embarrassment?
So not really embarrassment per se, but it deals with embarrassment in the fact that like how people sometimes can be embarrassed or ashamed to admit what they've been through. You know, if that makes sense.
So a person is embarrassed of. So for example, like I'll flip it and say, a person got put out, they're homeless, but it wasn't that they wasn't paying their bills. There were circumstances and situations, maybe a health situation, they lost their job. It was a situation that happened in their life, but they were embarrassed because they were homeless, and they were embarrassed. Okay, so I get what you're saying. So
I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna give away a chapter, right? It's a chapter in here where I talk about why I started selling dope.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was embarrassed because when I was graduating high school, like, everybody had these big plans. All my friends was going to college, or they had good-ass paying jobs. And, you know what I'm saying, moving to this town,
There was
that
things
town.
waiting for him.
And my ass here in Detroit, broke as hell, no job, no car, nothing. You know what I'm saying? I was embarrassed.
Okay.
So I said, I'm going to take this sack and flip it so I won't be embarrassed.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
can at least have some stuff.
And that shit got me into more trouble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, I guess to answer the question, it does deal with embarrassment
Embarrassment.
to a certain extent. And as far as the age group, yeah, so from that chapter, I talk about when I was in high school. So, yeah, I would say it's for preteens to late teens, all the way to the to elderly people.
Okay.
It's something in there, you know, that
Everyone.
every human can relate to on any level.
The mental health part, though, is people who think because they're not on some type of meds or, you know, they ain't have some type of breakdown that they got it together. You know what I'm saying? But we be distracted, we be busy. If it's hard to quiet your mind, you know what I'm saying? If the moment you be still, you get sad and down, you know what I'm saying? Then that's all the signs that you need, that you at least need to talk to somebody about something. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think they got it together. And then we have people who are committing suicide that you'll have people say, well, she had everything. You know what I'm saying? She had 2 houses, she ain't had no kids. And I've heard people say, like, the smiling, depressed people. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm functioning and because the job just so happens to pay me that allows me to buy these things has nothing to do with how I feel on the inside.
Right.
And the flip side to even that is that just because you do talk to this person doesn't mean that you're going to be the one to change whatever their ultimate outcome is going to be. However, if you're paying attention and you know the signs, at least you know that you had that conversation with that person. And it will now relieve you of what will be for sure some type of guilt that you think you missed something with your friend. You know what I'm saying? You definitely don't want to carry that. You know what I'm saying? Because then now you got something you need to work through. And you'll think it's nothing, but if you're telling yourself, well, it wasn't my fault. That's you trying to work through it. You trying to work through it right then and there by saying you ain't had nothing to do with it. That, you know what I'm saying? But that's you dealing with some type of guilt, feeling like you probably should have said something or something you could have done. So we learn from the past, even if we haven't been touched by suicide, learn from those who have. And ask people how they feeling for real.
And you know what's crazy? That's why I had the chapter about the relationships, right? Because in teens, the highest rate of suicide in teens is over relationships.
Yeah.
Of course, yes.
And
that's
like,
all they got going on. I mean, as a teenager, what? They school and relationships.
But I'm like,
the issue is they think that's all they
Right.
have going on.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, do
based
you know
on-
how many
more.
relationships you gonna see when you get to
But you
my
know
age?
what? I think with the teenagers, it'd be more of not just a relationship. I'm sure it's the pressure, what's going on at home. I'm sure it's the pressure, what's going on in school. The pressure behind the grades. The pressure, like you said, what's next after high school. So, I mean, I think the relationship, most definitely, them being in a situation where everything around them is in chaos. And now you're talking about a young child who don't know nothing, trying to get into a relationship with somebody. Yeah, that's toxic all the way around. But I can see that's the breaking point with these teens out here. You know, I can't see it because if they're looking for love, where is a teen going to look for a love and a relationship? And if that fails them, you know, where am I going to run to next? And I'm speaking for not all teens. I'm saying those teens who do not have love there on the other side of the flip side of that relationship.
That's why I enjoy mentoring, because I would speak to them about endurance. And quite frankly, when it breaks down to the bare minimum, that is where self-determination comes from. Because if you're not being physically harmed, and we talking about molestation, physical abuse, violence, starvation, then you can get through this. You feel me? Because you're not going to always be surrounded by love. That's why you gotta love yourself.
And you're
just somebody that need to learn it quicker than other people. So if you like reading, go to the library. That's loving yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you like playing football, then take your ass to practice. They don't have to be there.
That's
My mother never came to one football game in high school, and I made it all the way to college. You feel me? She never came to one. She just wasn't interested. I went because I wanted to get the fuck up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So it's self-determination. Yeah, no, I do not like sports at all, and I don't watch football, and I've never watched it. And I also don't play the video game. Just turns out I was big as hell, and when somebody told me to run one day, I could run fast for a big person.
Hey, but it was But like you said, you want to get
It was
away.
an outlet.
And
I
that
want to
was
get
your
away. Yeah,
outlet.
it was a way to get
It
on.
was a
You know what I'm
positive
saying? Like, y'all gotta
outlet,
go.
though, you know?
But it's about your self-determination. And that's the same thing with people who decide they're going to be an engineer. Nobody in the hood know nothing about, they can't give you no advice. You feel me? But we do have black scientists that graduate every year. You know what I'm saying? But who can give them any advice? That's something that they enjoy, that they pursue.
Well, we got Google these days, so.
Shout out to the STEEP program, by the way. All the STEEP programs that's helping out with engineering and science and technology, we appreciate that because they need more exposure for the kids. As families are saying they ain't got nowhere to go and nothing to do, right? I believe they're looking towards the wrong people to give them something to do. The people who already have the money have to continue to make it. They don't have time to run programs for your children.
Right.
The people that are running programs for your children likely don't have the money you're hoping they have, right?
That's
They're
true.
going to need some of your sweat equity. They're going to need you to be involved, help us make decorations or something. But there's going to be somewhere safe, grounded, and like-minded for your children to go and be a part of. You don't have to sit there acting like they have nowhere to go. That's just not true. You know what I'm saying? It's not true when you say don't nobody want to help the kids. That's just not true. You are not looking and you are not using the resources that's right at your fingertips. That's just the bottom line to that. There are programs and genuine people out here that want to help our families and our children, especially our children for sure. You know what I'm saying? There's brothers writing books right here in your city that maybe could help your teenager. They don't have to be going through something for you to give them a book on depression. Until they read the book, they may not know what they're going through.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, we're finally starting to be educated and to be able to put names to these mental illnesses. You know, they're starting to now recognize it. Now it's an awareness. Now there's names and titles and what difference, you know. So when it comes to motivational speaking, like you said, you got to talk to them. You got to reach out to them. You got to get these programs. You got to look. And when motivational speaking come into play for you?
Well, for me, it came when I was writing this book.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah, because
Get closer to your mic, bro.
it came when I was writing this book because I was looking at the fact, like I got friends, I don't want to say their names, they might not want to be put out here, but you know, I got friends that got kids, and you know, if somebody falling behind or something, they want to take them to the doctor and see what's wrong. The first thing the doctor do is put them on drugs. The drugs make them slower. Then give them side effects. Now his liver fucked up. So it's like,
yeah, and that's real. That's
You know
really
what I'm
really
saying?
going on
Like,
out here.
that's really my purpose for the book, is to give people alternative options besides the drugs. But of course, it's like if it get too hard, like for you to handle, you might want to see a professional. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying at least try some of the methods that I talk about in the book, like meditation, yoga, exercise, your favorite hobbies, whatever you like to do that get your mind off the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Try that before you take that pill.
Yourself from the people. That's the problem.
I think a good way for them to determine whether or not their kid could possibly need a chemical to help them is if you, like we say, only you know if you really been fucking up or not, right? If you as the parents know damn well y'all were taking chemicals either during the conception of your child or while you were going through the birth, it's possible they gonna need some of what they got to balance them out. If you found out you were pregnant and decided to stop smoking, drinking, and all that other type of stuff, then it's likely your child does not need a chemical to balance them. They probably need a little bit more in their regimen. You probably need to tire them out more and spend more time with them, or figure out something that's going to tire them out, right? They have more energy. Quite frankly, people don't like when I talk about this, but we got different breeds of dogs. You feel me?
Listen, I said the
you
exact
got,
same
right?
shit, dog.
A Dalmatian is a big, long,
shit.
tall dog, but if you leave him in that house, he will tear that motherfucker apart. He not stupid. He not slow. He need to get out. That's just his pedigree. You can't say you don't know my pedigree. That's comparing us to dogs. Okay, then. This breed from this pack that you have in this kennel.
Oh man, Kong
they run. Listen to me. Listen. Now that we didn't crack that open, how much? Listen. Look. All right. Look.
Kong is hilarious.
Listen. I had a pit bull, a blue pit. Right. He came from a shelter. Right. He came from a shelter. So he had spent his first 16 weeks being held and fed a bottle by hands. Right.
So he was spoiled as fuck.
Right. And he was really, really good with humans. right?
Oh,
He
okay,
never
yeah.
barked at a human the whole time I had him. You know, like
Right.
he was good, which was obviously a negative. You know what I'm saying? But
Right, 'cause you-
then I got another dog after that who came from a breeder who just breed them all in the basement. Go down there, pick you one. Listen, she jumped higher, she ran faster, she bit at people's hands. You know what I'm saying? This is different. So if you got the fifth child, right, and they now fight over their toys. They got to fight for their extras because that middle child taking their last french fries. They're learning to hit and run, and they're learning to take and hold on to. That's a whole different breed from this only child or these two kids who got more than enough than everything. Stop treating them like they are the same. You know what I'm saying? They're not the same. They're coming from different kennels. Okay, and if we understand that, then we can apply the right help that they need and give them the right regimen. We put them in the same 8 hours of school.
It sounded like it was a story where when the whole, I believe it was the George Floyd situation went down, and one of the Caucasian viewers on my page asked me, you know, why can't y'all just why you can't just comply? You know what I mean? Why y'all can't just do what the police? Now, like, you sound like a polar bear trying to tell a grizzly bear how to survive in this climate.
Right.
Like, you know, the weather is different from where you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You eat different things. You
Our
house
potholes
differently.
is different
Different
than
things
yours,
are hunting
lady.
you.
So you don't know nothing about the
Nothing.
climate and where I come from. So you can't tell me how to survive and how to live here. We're a completely different breed of bear per se. So it's kind of the same thing. You know, we don't like we're not animals, but I mean it applies though.
Yeah,
would have
there
to
are some
totally-
similarities.
We would have to totally like tear down a lot of structures to rebuild them, because just from base of a lot of things that we learned in our generation that needs to be torn down and restructured. We do it with our kids now. There's things that we do with our kids that we know for a fact that grandma and our parents did not do because we wanted to, you know, we learned from it. We felt like it was something that needs to be a broken change or a broken curse. And we try to do better, you know, with each generation. But there's some things we're going to have to tear down and just totally stop.
There's some
You know
things
what I
they
don't-
did that they did well. And
I was just about-
I didn't say they didn't.
No. I'm just saying, like, we got people saying we are not our ancestors, we are not our grandparents, and
Right,
it's like,
right,
Well, no, we are.
well, they did some things really, really well, like stick together.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Most
Like, and that
definitely.
helped them for a really long time.
What-
Once we started feeling like we could do it all on our own, we started having all types of
Well, they
problems.
were saying that in regards to
And I feel
certain
like-
things, like how they were being treated. Like, we're not going to take the shit that they
Yeah.
took. That's
Oh
what
no,
I'm
I understood that then, but that has been moved over to that hashtag has been used for a lot of different things since then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll apply that to
I see
almost
people
anything
post
and be
that
like,
shit
I'm
all
not,
the
we're
time.
not our
Yeah.
grandparents or whatever. And it's like, okay, but our
Or
grandparents.
they'll say some shit like, we raising our, you can't raise your kids how you was raised. That's why they fucked up.
Yep. Yep.
Like
Because
my-
you're not
like-
raising them with
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
value.
Yeah.
You know
now,
what
when
I'm
it's on
saying?
the value, that's
You're
the
subtracting-
different thing. The value
you're
is they don't even
subtracting the
have
wrong
values
shit.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying.
subtracted
You
the
gotta.
wrong
What my
thing.
dad used to say: take the meat and leave the bones. They throwing the whole damn plate away. You feel me? And you shouldn't do that because I remember my mama talking about her friends who couldn't keep a good house. I remember seeing them with their multiple children, but I don't remember my aunts and my mom and my grandma talking about her friends who couldn't keep a good house with their 9 and 10 children. It's how you choose to rear them and raise them.
Yeah.
I am co-parenting now, dealing with 2 different styles of rearing and raising the children. And one style is eat wherever you want, leave dishes wherever you feel like.
Hey,
And I don't believe in that. That's 2 different breeds of
I
people.
don't believe that either.
You feel me?
Not, you remember, like you about the same age as me, or close. Now you remember our parents used to be like, you know what I'm saying? You either eat what I cook or starve, right? They start letting the kids pick what they want to eat. Now America has the highest rate of obesity.
Listen, this is
You know what I'm
listen,
saying?
Listen
So-
to the mental abuse though, right? You got a mama that's flip flopping on you because when she feeling good, it's what would you like to eat. But when she got an attitude, y'all don't eat this shit. You know that's whoa. Excuse me. You yesterday I got to choose between chicken or this. Today I gotta eat the noodle. Like I don't understand I don't understand economics. I don't understand your boyfriend situation or who pulled up or didn't pull up
But
today.
like you
I don't
said,
understand
that's
none
the
of that shit.
difference
But if
in
you would've
different
set- But if you would have
households.
set the foundation correctly from the beginning, where your children aren't making you a short order cook. You feel me? You never gonna always be up anyway. We ain't gonna always have broccoli,
Cook.
brother. Come on,
They
man.
cooking.
Yeah,
I
they
ain't think millennials cook at all.
Hey, I don't know what millennials do. Everybody I know still
once they
cooking,
did
though.
that air fryer and that microwave, baby, I done seen some teenagers make a whole meal between the air fryer and the microwave. I be like, dang, they ain't use no
Listen,
grease,
as
no
long
fire.
as it's done,
Hey,
You feel me? Just make it
I
done.
will say these new millennium kids, they're gonna eat.
They gonna eat crap.
Some bullshit.
I ain't gonna say they're gonna eat good.
Yeah,
I'm just saying they're
bullshit.
gonna eat.
Yeah, because I just gave a millennial a turkey rib today and watched him
They got
fold
turkey
himself
ribs?
up and put himself inside the plate.
Nigga said turkey
I ain't
ribs?
seen him since, man. Listen, Club
How
Celebrity,
big is they?
About this big.
What?
He had never had one
Where
before.
you get them from?
Oh, you ain't never
He
had
up
one?
there eating tofu burgers and grass shakes. Listen, man.
Grass shake.
Listen, man. You better get yourself this turkey rib, this plate of
Hold on,
yams
man.
and mac and cheese,
Where you
man.
get the goddamn turkey
Club
ribs? though?
Celebrity soul food, man.
Oh, they don't sell them like in the grocery store and shit.
No,
If
you
you go
gotta
like
kill
a-
your turkeys out
Nah,
there. You
you go
gotta
down
kill
to
your
the
own
Eastern
turkeys.
market
He
and
said
get
you
them.
don't sell like at the grocery store.
Oh, hell no, I got no
down-
turkey
that's
rib at
what
the
I'm
grocery store.
saying.
It's
Go
some
down to the
exclusive
Eastern
shit.
market. They ain't
Tastes
gonna make
good.
the Eastern
Tastes
market.
good. Tastes
I gotta
good.
fuck with it.
Yeah, man.
I had a turkey
It's-
chop.
I was about to
before,
ask you,
not
did you
the
have a
rib.
turkey chop?
Yeah, that's a little.
Okay.
That's like the side of a turkey, little turkey meat. You know what I'm saying? A little turkey ass part rib. You know what I'm saying? This is
The-
they
the
reached
rib.
in and snatched that motherfucker out. It's good. And then they boil them and grill them and cover them in barbecue sauce. I enjoyed myself.
You know what?
I did. I ate some of his. I ain't have enough of my own. The place like $15, $20 a piece. Yeah, you can't go there bullshitting around. But it's good food. But listen, part of my mental health, I've always drowned myself in food. I enjoy food. You know what I'm saying? When I'm sad, when I don't feel good, when I'm bothered. It used to be tattoos where I got so many. The pain was a process then, right? Pissed me off.
Got
I'm right
tattoos
at,
of food?
just turn the gun on. Just turn the gun on. Put the fucking needle right here, cause this bitch got me fucked. You know what I'm saying? But now, then it became
Oh my God.
cakes, cookies, pies. I found myself hunting down birthday cakes at Kroger, and wasn't nobody birthday. I would buy a whole birthday cake. They was like,
This
"Are you
man
a
is crazy.
teacher?"
This man
I was
is
like, "No." They
crazy.
was like, "Cause you're always buying birthday cakes." I was like, "This is better than grocery store, than gas station donuts." You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely gonna eat this cake in 2-3 days. You know what I'm saying?
You
So I definitely gained 180 pounds going through all type of emotions. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we gotta find us a better outlet. I don't know what my outlet turned into, but I definitely backed off the food and started losing weight.
I
Right
think
now,
your-
I think I'm bottling things up and storing them in my liver.
I think one of your outlets is comedy though, cause you a silly motherfucker by nature, bro.
But whenever I feel bad, I don't want to get on the microphone.
You say what?
Whenever I feel bad, I don't do shows.
I don't know, man, cause you made me laugh in your brother's funeral today. You know what I'm saying? Like it's certain
You know
people.
what? You're an asshole.
It's certain people.
Let me prove you wrong and shit. Let me
It's
prove you
certain
wrong
people.
today.
It's certain people
Right
that
now.
will make you laugh at a funeral. You know what I'm saying? That's how they cope with. You know
Oh
what
yeah,
I'm
as long
saying?
as I can talk shit, I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
so-
remember when
I
he
feel like
first-
that's one of your outlets.
And I do too. I remember when he first said he was gonna do it. He was like, "Y'all gonna come and see me?" I'm like, "Dude, you're my personal comedian as my friend." Because when anytime I've actually called my friend and reached out in a time where I was crying. We talked about the problem. I felt better about it. But I promise you, before I got the damn phone, I was dying laughing about something crazy this
Whole
fool done
stomach
said.
hurting
I'm
and
talking about
everything.
real be hurting, and I think that's
There's
a
other
given
shit going
talent because
on,
some
man.
people just do have it. You know what I'm saying? And he got that niche. You know, I had a chance a couple of times to come and see him in comedy, and I guess you were feeling good those days that you, like you said, that you don't do it when you're upset.
Yeah.
And I was impressed is just the fact that he turned some painful stories into, because I was a friend, I knew what was going on.
Right.
They over here laughing at a joke, and I'm like, but that shit real though.
Real life.
That's
but
like
that
real
be the funniest shit.
life.
Like real life be the funniest
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, it
You know what I'm
does,
saying?
it does.
Remember Richard Pryor talked about setting himself on fire?
Yeah.
Y'all know about it anyway.
Yeah.
Might as well talk.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Let's go on and talk about it.
Kevin Hart, that's where he got with himself. He talked about him cheating on his wife and getting caught and getting put out and getting kicked. You know,
Yeah.
so I mean that's how.
First he
sometimes-
talked about his wife.
Well-
first he talked about her drug her ass. Then she got on that
I
ass.
wasn't gonna go
Then
there.
he cheated. Then his homeboy told on his ass. Then he made a show about let's get that timeline
Story
together.
and shit.
Get that timeline together. They've been shoving Kevin Hart tiny ass comedy in our face for 10 years. I don't know where that motherfucker came
my
from.
God, the
You
drama.
YouTube him, you find 3 old videos of him.
You was crazy, bro.
They choose you,
Crazy
boy.
as
When
hell.
they put that halo on you, boy, boy, loves you. I hope they put that motherfucker on you. I can I do him. Can you call him? Nah, he ain't got a phone. I think he got to go to the moon or some shit.
Nah,
It's hard.
you'll be in the mix with me somewhere on a show, a movie,
Somewhere
or
doing
So
something.
would,
security
so
or
would
something,
you
you know
say
what I'm
that
saying?
writing is an outlet for you?
Most definitely. Like, if it wasn't for writing, man, I would either be in jail or somebody would have killed me by now.
Where can I get your book?
You can get my book wherever fine books are sold.
On your ass.
So
No,
can I go into
Borders
what's,
books. You walk
the Barnes
into a
and Nobles?
Borders.
Barnes and Nobles
Barnes and Nobles.
online.
Okay.
Target.com, Walmart.com,
Okay.
of course Amazon. It's a long list, but
So if you was on Dave Chappelle's show walking around the internet, they everywhere. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like if you log into
Okay.
social
Okay.
media, you
where
can find this
you get
motherfucker.
your books, whatever you prefer, is
Right.
there.
Okay.
.com. It's on all the .coms. You feel me?
Now, how can someone get a hold of you on future projects on your social medias?
Well, it's Charles Lovejoy without the E. It's just LOVJOY across all platforms except for Twitter. It's at Tickmade. TICMADE.
Are you, before we go, are you using this or going to be using this? If not, then you have to tell me it was my idea and I just gave it to you.
What?
Are you going to be using this in any NA, AA, any prison programs? Have you thought about using that at all?
I mean, I'm open. I haven't thought about
Stop
it.
right
no,
there.
but I'm open
It
for
was
everything.
my idea and I just gave it to you. Yeah.
And it's recorded, right?
Running off. I'm about to run with this one. I got this guy.
Get your
Listen,
credit.
how y'all doing? How many people y'all got in this group? Listen, I got this brother. You know what I'm saying? He has
Hey,
dealt with depression.
I do
He
need a
has dealt-
road manager.
Yeah, let him know.
I need a
Yeah,
road
Let him get in
agent.
there. You got to go talk
And
to
there
the
you
people.
have
Go
it.
to where the need is. Go to our
sir.
women's shelters, our men's shelters, our homeless. And, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's not you're giving to them, but the people who run those programs are watching you. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that book ended up going somewhere else because once that O touched that person.
How to
Welcome to
fight
the couch.
depression
Come on, jump on the couch.
from victim to
Oprah,
victorious.
we trying to get this on. You hear me?
Yes.
Let her touch it.
Hey, before I get
Yeah.
out of here, though, I want to give a shout out to Rebecca Hall from RHG TV Network. She helped me with my book campaign. She's the one that helped me reach international best-selling author status.
Wow,
I love
look
it.
at that.
Congratulations.
I always be thankful and grateful to her.
International, that means
And it says that right here.
across
in
countries
there.
and continents. That's what that means. Damn. That's what that little gold seal means.
Yes,
Damn, that's
she helped me
nice. And
accomplish that.
this is your first published novel, but your second one.
Second
This is your
published.
second published novel. And this is the first one to reach this? But and she wasn't with you for the first one. Are you thinking about releasing that one
I
now that
talked
this
to
one
her
has
about
done
it.
that?
Yeah, I talked to her about it.
But it's a different thing. It's a whole different.
See,
Because
you knew how to answer that question now, because if you would have said no, he'd have been like, shut up.
Right.
That's my idea.
That's
Don't
yeah,
say that.
yeah. Oh, I'm definitely here for brand pushing. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah,
Speaking
we're gonna
of
brand
brand,
that.
what is that Muscle Game Publications?
Oh, that's my publishing company.
Your?
Yes.
Oh, look at the brother. See what I'm saying? That's
Oh, it's
why
all
they-
in-house.
That's why they say read.
Read. All right, y'all. Listen, it's been 1 hour of go real and go,
Go
home.
home.
That's
Go real
1
to go
hour
home.
of what was, what is, and what will be. We got a brother who been doing it. He's still doing it, and he gonna keep doing it.
That's right.
Juneteenth was a success, and we thank y'all for that. We on towards next year. Lady K, Lovejoy, Mark. We'll see y'all next Tuesday at 6, man. 7 Mile Radio.
Thank y'all for
International
tuning in.
bestseller Charles Lovejoy.
Yes.
From victim to victorious.
Yes.
Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile